Dostoevsky said, beauty will save the world. And Solzhenitsyn, another great Russian author, wrote a remarkable essay on beauty as a consequence of that statement. And beauty, the thing about beauty is that it calls to you outside of that faculty of rational criticism. So I'll tell you a story. I had this client, he was a real brilliant architect, great artist as well, and a really creative guy. But he had an incredibly critical intellect, and it was always after everything. So he was atheistic and very rationalistic, and he couldn't figure out how to not believe that life was meaningless and pointless. And when those critical ideas would occupy the theater of his imagination, it would just take him out. He would become depressed and nihilistic and unable to work. But if he could not think that and concentrate on his art, then he was alive. And you might say, well, he's just ignoring those criticisms. It's like, no, that's not right, because there are experiences that we have, thankfully, that are outside the domain of rational criticism, and we need to attend to them, because the critical intellect, which helps you discriminate, is a wonderful thing, but it's an authoritarian devil that's cynical beyond belief and that undermines everything, and we all fall prey to that. And it's particularly true of people who are, maybe exceptional in their verbal intelligence. It's a gift, but also a curse, because it saws the branches that they sit on off all the time.
You fall.
Yeah, well, but then you think about music and the beautiful music and the way it grips you, and so you're listening to music, and the critical mind could pop up and say, well, what are you doing? This is just noises. It doesn't have any significance. But the wiser part of you says, you're out of your depth. Shut up. Listen to the music and experience what happens. And what music is the harmonious interplay of patterns, and you fall into that pattern harmoniously if you're listening to music, and that sets you right with the world. And that's a real thing. It's real. It's more real, hopefully, than anything else. Maybe it's even more real than suffering. That's what we could all pray for, that capacity to be engrossed in beauty and meaning is perhaps more powerful than death itself. And so, you have to watch yourself to decide if that's true, rather than thinking about it. Just notice what happens when you're engrossed in something. And beauty calls you to a higher mode of being. And it does that underneath rationality, and that's partly why Dostoevsky said beauty will save the world. It's Solzhenitsyn commented on. It's like, it's the antidote to rational cynicism. It's part of there's more, but it's part of the antidote. And it's more powerful than rational cynicism, experientially, in an embodied manner. And so beauty calls to you it's a representation of the essential goodness of the world, and it calls to you to be more than you are, to adopt a mode of being that's engrossed in meaning and an orientation towards the good.